going on, everyone? The Bad Habits here, aka TBH. Welcome to the shit show. I mean, the happening. For those of you who don't know, the happening is definitely on the all-time list of worst movies ever made, okay? So this one has been a long time coming. I want to thank all of you who voted for this movie, The Happening, during my X-Men Origins Wolverine video. So, since that was a success, I'm gonna continue the trend a little bit. It came down to three choices originally. It was Soul Plane, Signs, and the winner, The Happening. So these two are still in contention. We're gonna add Legion to the equation here. So with that being said, help me decide a future episode of the shit show. All you gotta do is leave a comment and I'll know which one you're voting for. Thank you. We're gonna go to our good friends over at Wikipedia, per usual. Holy shit, this is the shortest goddamn plot synopsis ever. It stars Mark Wahlberg, Zoe Deschanel, John Leguizamo, and Betty Buckley, and revolves around an inexplicable natural disaster causing mass suicides. So this is basically the killer vegetation movie. Run while you can. The grass is coming to get you. Yes, if you can wrap your mind around that concept, that is what we're going for here. If I'm being honest, folks, even by the end of the film, even though we're led to believe that plants are indeed the slasher in this one, I'm still not completely sold on that, so let that be known. Alright, so immediately, this movie is only 90 minutes, so we have no time to waste. That's a great fucking thing. We open in Central Park, New York. Homegirl from Cabin in the Woods is doing some horrible acting. Holy shit.
Those people look like they're clawing at themselves. Is that blood?
Ooh, ooh, oh my god, people. Just that line delivery. She don't know what the fuck's going on. Anyway, so in this movie, random groups of people will inexplicably and sometimes seemingly randomly, they will unalive themselves. Trying to use a internet safe word here. That's the concept. And people, they do not shy away with this one at all. It is surprisingly rated R, but outside of some gore, this isn't fucking Saw, okay? Within that opening, we cut from Central Park to a construction site. I love ragdolls. I love movie dummies. This is everything I needed immediately. And believe it or not, people, this film is led by Marky Mark of the Funky Bunch.
Hey, I'm Mark Wahlberg. You guys know me.
Mark Wahlberg? We're led to believe that this man is a teacher. This man.
You should be more interested in science, Jake. You know why? Because your face is perfect.
Holy.
The problem is your face is perfect at 15.
Don't be weird to teenagers, Marky Mark. Gotta be like the weirdest sounding protagonist. Yeah, I know it's not fair to make fun of his voice, but his voice fluctuations and the way he just pronounces things in this one particular is it's goddamn hilarious.
What? No!
And that's a thing you get really early on within this film. I'd say within the first 15-20 minutes, no one feels like a human in this one. When John Leguizamo, the pest, is the most well-balanced and centered person in the scene, you've got fucking problems. He is also a teacher along with Elliot. They're sort of best buddies. He has a daughter in this film named Jess, and he fucking hates New Girl. I mean Zoe Deschanel. Her intro has her looking dumb as all hell, okay? She's all doughy-eyed, looking like a Lita Battle Angel or something. What? That's just her. Okay. She tries to silence her phone by ignoring it. You can just silence it. It'll be fine then. Throughout the film, this is not one of her best performances. I'm glad she got second chances after this one because man, they don't have anything interesting for her to do at all. We are led to believe that, in fact, she's cheating on Marky Mark with a man named Joey, and that's why she's freaking out during that phone call. I would say about 20 or so minutes after her introduction, we very quickly get an answer as to, is she a cheater or what's going on with this Joey guy? It turns out that, she's not cheating. Her and him had a dessert, some tiramisu one time, and apparently that was it. So it kind of clears that aspect of the character. I think that's just so that we would like her in the end because there's not much to cling on to right now. I've been shitting on this movie, it feels like. I will say, comparatively to more recent Shyamalan films, such as, I don't know, Glass, Knock at the Cabin, in this film, the world definitely is populated. It really feels like this is happening all over, at least the country. We'll get into the end later on where maybe things have spread, who knows? But for the most part, it's constantly just flashing back between different people from their perspectives. You get a lot of shots of big booty TVs. Often we'll see, maybe like the redneck character, the doomsday preppers, or your grandma. It'll cut to what they're doing in the moment just to sort of, fill out this part of the world. And I think it's, for the most part, it works. So at this point, we have Marky Mark, Zoe Deschanel, John Leguizamo, and his daughter Jess. They are currently leaving Philadelphia, and John Leguizamo is trying to meet up with his wife. Unfortunately, she's over in Princeton, so this man decides he needs to go on a rescue mission. Smartly, he leaves Jess with Marky Mark and Zoe Deschanel. I mean, you're leaving your daughter with Marky Mark? I don't know, man. I just feel like you could probably find anyone better. I don't think Marky Mark is a human, okay, y'all? That's why. So before John Leguizamo leaves Jess behind, I kind of skipped past it. We have a sequence on a train. It suddenly stops at a random city in Pennsylvania. Apparently, the conductors and the workers have had lost contact with everyone. So I guess they kind of just decided to stop the train and just have everyone fuck off. Marky Mark proves that he can at least try to be a human for a few moments. He asks questions. He kind of becomes the audience in a way. Luckily for our team, we are at a diner with which also has a big booty TV just ready to be wheeled out. The unsung hero of this movie. The diner scene isn't great. It's definitely more exposition. At one point, some random stranger says that about 90 miles from here, it looks to be safe. Just somewhere within 90 miles in this direction, or maybe there. Somewhere it's safe. Possibly, maybe. I can't believe motherfuckers just dispersed that easily. Like, I got questions. And then that leaves the weird hot dog guy and his wife, who I don't know if these characters have names at all. This man, the hot dog man, is probably the most useful exposition dump in the film. He has two of them essentially. One where they're setting up the idea of plants communicating back and forth to each other. The second exposition dump that he delivers is sort of just about the dangers of it. Sort of his like mic drop moment, Yeah. He has a lot more hot dog humor. His whole thing is just hot dogs, mustard. And, at one point you even see him eating the hot dogs. At least there's payoff. Let me give props where it's due. Am I fucking losing it?
Get the mustard?
This is the point where John Leguizamo splinters off. He joins in a couple random people sitting in a Jeep The driver is Dante from Clerks. If you know, you know. At one point, Sir Leguizamo, I guess he's driving Dante insane. Probably with his goddamn math equations that he's just randomly throwing out.
How much would you have if I said I would pay you a penny on the first day, and then 2 pennies on the second, and then 4 pennies on the third day, and I just kept doubling it? I did this for a month. How much money would you have at the end of the month?
People like me, I'm a big math nerd, so I like this shit. But, you know, the average person, they don't want to hear this shit, man. Shut the fuck up. We're trying to survive the apocalypse here. We don't even know what's happening. Shut the fuck up. So yeah, the driver's had enough of his shenanigans, says, see ya, bitch. And then we cut back to Marky Mark, Zoe Deschanel, and young Jess. They are very quickly introduced to a whole big group of cannon fodder. Let's be real, folks. These people are just meat for the grinder. Just shoving them in. Just grind the fuck out of them. Don't get attached. Don't be deceived. I mean, come on. I mean, the first person they meet from this new group, the military guy, fucking annoying. What is this character? What is this actor doing? It was goddamn pissing me off, if I'm being honest. And since the idea of plants being the villain was sprinkled in a few moments ago, now we have these, you know, horror shots of foliage and grass. You ain't never seen a tree so motherfucking scary in your goddamn life until you seen The Happening. The plants find this group of humans. It goes horribly. Annoying military guy has a gun, and a lot of people end up using it, apparently. Okay, I'm not laughing at the undying element. I'm laughing because for some reason Marky Mark has been appointed the leader of this group. Like, everyone's coming to him for answers. Why? What character trait does this person have that says, I need to follow what you're doing? Fuck these people. I'm with you.
Need a second, okay? Why can't anybody give me a goddamn second?
Whatever. I should mention before the massive unaliving event that happens in the field, Zoe Deschanel did come clean to Marky Mark about the tiramisu and Joey and all that. In return, much later, you know, he's sort of being a dick, trying to retaliate. We get what's possibly my second favorite line from this movie.
If we're gonna die, I want you to know something. I was in a pharmacy a while ago. There was a really good-looking pharmacist behind the counter. I went up and I asked her where the cough syrup was. I didn't even have a cough. And I'm talking about a completely superfluous bottle of cough syrup. That's like $6.
Are you joking?
Watching this movie in the theater, when it released, I was getting ready to turn 14 or so, about a month later. So watching this was such a treat, though, because I went with my parents. My mom hated it, and rightfully so. If you're watching, Mom, I get it. You'll probably love this movie now. That's just how it goes. My mom loves some horrible movies, okay? Same with my dad. My dad was probably worse, but he's not here to defend himself. So after the group in the field unalives themselves, we are left with 2 kids from that group. Don't get attached, like I said. And that's because they end up approaching the wrong house. At some point, they find this house in the woods. It turns out to be, you know, these hardcore doomsday preppers are super paranoid, not taking any risk. It was very much like how some people were just 4 years ago during early days of COVID. Unfortunately, the white kid thinks he has white power privileges already and just demands that they let him in. So they quickly exit the movie. Now our 3 survivors, Marky Mark, Zoe Deschanel, and Jess. These 3 stumble upon gold. Okay? No way around this. You know, I take it back when I said earlier that the big booty TVs are the unsung heroes of the film. This right here, this lady, she's the one. From the moment she's on screen, it's just weird. Why you eyeing my lemon drink? Whenever she disappears from the screen, I am constantly fucking move, Marky Mark. God damn, where's she at? Yeah, you. Come here. She's so goddamn tense and just, oh, I couldn't be under the same roof as this woman for more than an hour. There's no way, because we would just be butting heads. And it's her roof, so she would have kicked me out. She is unstoppable in her quest for uncomfortability. Just her and them at the dinner table. This woman, she tries to lighten the mood a little bit and then just juxtapose that. She slaps the shit out of Jess. And it takes like what feels an eternity for her to sort of mend that. Whew. This is good shit right here. The fact that she's so paranoid, she is responsible for what is essentially my favorite line in the film, and that is delivered by Marky Mark. But the assist goes to her for setting him up.
I hear you whispering. Planning on stealing something?
No, ma'am, we're not.
Plan on murdering me in my sleep?
What? No.
I forgot to mention early on, throughout this film, they like to highlight and draw a lot of attention to Marky Mark's mood ring. To my knowledge, every time I noticed it, at least, it was pretty much always blue. So I didn't really understand why that was such a big aspect of the story. It would have been great during those iconic Marky Mark moments, maybe quick flash and it's red or yellow. Just fucking add to the story you already put in there. It's like, why is this a plot line at all then? So now that the lady has fully snapped, it's time to get her out of here. So she walks outside at possibly the worst time ever. If I was Marky Marking them, I'd have been gone as soon as she said leave, get out, because it looked like she was going for a shotgun or something. I'm not taking any chances. I'm really not trying to get buried in some backwoods backyard. That's not happening. So now she's caught up in the shit and she's a legit threat now because her method of unaliving herself involves running her head through glass windows. Okay, saying it back is cracking me up. Look, I'm just thinking about the footage of her just. Okay, that worked for me. It's stupid as all hell, but I'm gonna give it props because it made me laugh. Oh man. So now that the wind and the air and the elements are possibly invading the house, we're no longer safe. What a great time to be separated, huh? Luckily for us, our heroes are in the two best rooms possible because Marky Mark's in the house while Jess and Zoe Deschanel are in a hut or whatever outside. It has one of those old speaking tubes that were used way back in the day. The main reason I could think of involves racism and white people. It's really convenient that these three are locked in just the perfect place. Now they can forgive each other, mend their relationship, At one point, I'm not gonna lie, Zoe Deschanel, she sort of leaves Jess behind for a second and gets closer to the tube. I ain't gonna hold you, folks. I thought she was about to talk dirty. Like, look away, Jess. This is our last chance. A lot of touching shit is said, tears are flowing. They decide to risk it all together, with the power of love or something. Luckily for them, I guess they have plot armor because suddenly it's over. Take that, you fucking plants.
Hey, tree. Fuck you, bitch.
So now that our three heroes are left alive, we cut to about 3 months later. Apparently the world's sort of trying to restart and, reintegrate. Schools reopen and it's Jess's first day after everything happened. Things are looking good. It's just picture perfect. and the world is just fixed now. Mother Earth is probably happy now because we trimmed some of the fat, aka us humans. We even get some dude on TV who's probably laughed at his entire life. Been waiting on this one "I told you so" moment. This is basically a botanist's nightmare. It turns out, or at least according to the film, I told you folks, I don't believe this shit. But according to the film, it is indeed the plants that are causing this. It gets really metaphorical, and it's about climate change, people not taking care of the earth, so many things that we as humans do that is killing this very planet. I get it. I just don't believe it. I just don't believe it. I'm sorry. We cut to Paris, and just like in the intro, we get another segment with a really bad actor that's highlighted in the middle of the fucking screen. It's not good. It's not a good precedent either. But we started this way. I guess damn right we're gonna finish that way. It's happening again. Too bad we never got a sequel to this masterpiece. I'm gonna be real, folks. Yeah, this movie is horrible. I would not recommend it to most people, but for people like me, and apparently some of you in those comments, I don't know. I guess we like to torture ourselves and watch horrible shit because this was delightful. Yeah, it's dark as all hell, but man, this was a treat. I watched this at like 3 or 4 a.m. this morning, took notes. I was having a ball. So, with that being said, on the regular rating scale, I'm going to give this a rating of stream it. Yes, I know that sort of goes against me having it in my collection. Fully aware of that, but let me tell you, people, it is much cheaper for me to just look on eBay for a cheap DVD than, subscribe to streaming services that I won't use very often. Plus, now I have it for the rest of my life. So, like for example, this copy, it looks like I was gonna say Blockbuster, but it came from a place called Movie Gallery. It's a used copy. It's in a DVD case. Cut to a good picture of it, for example. Like this is, it's run down and it's perfect for the shit show. I did not spend more than like $5 for this. So I hope that helps explain as to why I have certain movies in my collection. I hope it helps. So with that being said, now we need to get to the shit show rating, and this is on the fuckery scale. We have lowbrow at the bottom for bad movies, and then we have high class for the good bad movies. You don't need me to tell you, do you? Yes, high class fuckery. Yes, no way around it. I recommend you watch it if you like bad movies. This is garbage. Do not go in there looking for Citizen Kane or some shit. This is Marky Mark.
What? No!
Did I have fun? Fuck yes, I did. I'm gonna watch this again before the year's over. So yes, thank you so much for all of you that recommended this flick. Please get in the comments, help me decide the next episode. I say that because I have one already shot and planned. It's gonna be on Alien Resurrection. So stay tuned. That'll come out just before the new release of Alien Romulus. Thank you. I've been the Bad Habits, aka TVH, and I'm signing out, y'all. Deuces.